Hey everybody, this is the resourceful human Rick Marr, and today we're going to talk about sex and ethics in business and how it's going to affect many of us and how we approach this world. And I appreciate you being here today. And if you like what you hear, please hit the thumbs up or the like button. Please share it if you think this could help somebody that you know or a business that you represent. And if you really like it, please hit subscribe, and then there's a little alarm bell, and that will update you or alert you every time we produce new content. So I really do thank you for being here. Interesting topic today. So in New York, where we are right now, and expect that things are spreading across the country. We just had a governor resign in disgrace for sexual harassment discrimination, which is really ironic since he was the one that has kind of set in motion our latest sexual harassment training and policies that are required by the state. So just in New York State, for instance, every employee needs to be trained every single year following a certain curricular and guidelines, and handbooks had needed to be updated. So anyway, what we're talking about today is sex and ethics in business and in government. So it starts in government. So Governor Cuomo left office the other day, and our new governor, Kathy Hochul, took over, and part of her first order of business was discussing overhauling New York's sexual harassment policies and ethics policies. Which is a good thing, right? So I think it's important. And now the way it works in New York is you take a course, it has to have certain guidelines, it has to have certain interactivity. It has a level of video component that can be a part of it. But she has, as part of her first directive, is vowing that all training will now be done live instead of allowing people to click their way through a class. So this is really interesting. I mean, just think about what's going on in the world as COVID's coming out, the Delta variants and other things, and offices are kind of leaving, or businesses are leaving their office and kind of holding on to more of a hybrid model or remaining remote. So I'm not sure how this is going to work or what the logistics are yet, but stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be more. So I just think that this is really interesting because as we saw a few years ago when New York implemented its first policy, mandatory training policy, we saw other states follow along and kind of implement similar laws. So we expect that this will have ripples across the country, and we'll look to see how this plays out. But sexual harassment training, sexual harassment policies and procedures in your handbook are probably going to make somewhat of a comeback in our vernacular, and be a little bit more in the forefront than they have been, in the past year or so as we've been dealing with COVID. So that's the government side. But then we also see here today on the business side that CVS is implementing some new policies as a result, as it rates with training. And so CVS is telling their employees that they're going to hold employees are now responsible to hold each other accountable for non-inclusive acts, which might not be a bad thing, right? And they're going to spend $600 million in this effort. Again, not a terrible thing. But what they're talking about is a ethics policy, right? And that it's going to be several weeks long, including what seems to be live or virtual workshop in the fourth week. So it's about a 4-week program. So this has some significant impact on a big business, right? Now in smaller businesses, how are you going to, if this becomes a mandate, or if you're competing for talent in your organization and employees want this sort of training like CVS is giving, which is not, again, not a bad thing, how do you as a small business implement these same kinds of training policies so that you can convey to the world you're a great place to work and people want to come work for you because of the policies and procedures that you've implemented. So, you know, it's important to understand that these things are coming. And we talked about in some prior videos how that large businesses and government entities are setting the rules of the game, right? They're telling us what they're going to be doing. Right, so we have to anticipate that those things are going to trickle down to small businesses, right? So how do we, as small business owners, provide the same sorts of things that large businesses who have 600 million in the bank to implement these types of programs? How do we compete for talent? How do we make sure all of our employees are safe? How do we deliver a best-in-class culture when we're a small business and we have to figure out a way, if we have to figure out a way to deliver these same types of benefits and services? So we'll follow up on this, and we'll keep our eye on these rules and regulations. But just to kind of let you know, we have built the ability in our system to do all this sort of training. As of right now, it's compliant with New York State law. Reasonably inexpensive. It's self-directed kind of courses. It's a really good system. We've trained over 14,000 employees using this system, and we offer over 180 different courses. These are those that relate to sexual harassment and ethics, diversity, and inclusion. So New York State, you can see here, other states like Connecticut, Illinois, and Maine also have very specific guidelines. Certainly unconscious bias and role and diversity in the workplace. So courses are available, and we will continue to adjust and follow and monitor what New York State, other large businesses are doing to keep up with trends in the market and bring them to you so that your business, your employees, and you are protected and you can continue to grow and thrive in this difficult business environment. So again, I thank you for being here today. If you like what you heard, please hit the like button. Please share it if there's anyone that you think you should know about this stuff. And always, please, if you really like it, please hit subscribe. And if you want to hear more, hit that alert button, the little bell, and it'll alert you anytime we create new content. So I thank you for being here. Every day that you listen, it helps us reach our goal, which is 30,000 subscribers by September 1st, 2022. So 1 year from now, essentially. So appreciate that. Stay human and stay resourceful. Have a great day.